Well, hello there, and good morning to you all. So this now will be another video about final impressions of anime series, and this time the series that I will be giving my final impressions and final thoughts on the series is Log Horizon, that is based in a novel series of Mamare Tono, illustrated by Kazuhiro Hara, and as so far as already 7 volumes. Also, there are several manga about this, and there was a anime season that started in the fall, started in 5 of October of 2013 and ended in yesterday, 22 of March of 2014, having 25 episodes, and it was produced by Studio Satellite, and it was also announced that there will be a second season of Log Horizon in this coming October. So, and basically, this series for me um, was uh, interesting. It had interesting setting, a setting that basically is there was a game, and when the recent expansion of the game was released, all the players, it's a game that is played online, and when this last expansion of the game kinda was launched, all the players that were logged on were unable to log off. So they basically were transported to alternative reality, new world that basically is the game himself. And we found the main character of the series, a guy called Shiro that is a mage. And basically, he found himself in this reality. And first, he tries to cope with this, what's happening. He tries to log off, but he is unable and such. Eventually, he begins wondering about what's happening, and eventually kind of goes to his friend list, and eventually he found one player called Naotsugu that already did a couple of missions with Shiro and other players, and they kind of made a group of adventurers. That's the name of the players, because we have two type of players in this game. We have adventurers that basically are someone like me or like you that play a online game, and characters in game that in this case they are called the people of the land, with their organizations, their political structures and such. And basically kind of gets a hold of Naotsu. He is also playing, and does is also trapped inside the game. Um, and eventually, in the first second episode, uh, another character appears, a female character called Akatsuki, that basically is a female player that is kinda a ninja and such. And Shiro knows her, because they did a couple of missions together, or he gave some advices to her or something like that. But she was not part of this group that was Shiro, Naotsugu, and a couple of others, older group called the Tea Party. And eventually, the three kind of gathered and began trying to understand what is happening. And basically, the server where they are playing is the server of Akihabara, that is a street in Tokyo, uh, where a lot of shops of manga, arcade games, cosplay, and such exist. And eventually, they kind of they then go because they in Akihabara there are several other characters that Shiro knows, especially a group led by a female or two females. Uh, that is a guild, and they kind of ask Shiro if he can go to the north uh, part, uh, in this case to the server of Hokkaido, I think, and because one member of their guild is trapped there, and they kind of travel there, and eventually, after defeating the main boss of that region, adventurer, they kind of rescue Serara, that's the female player that belongs to the guild of Marine, and eventually they also found another a player that once was also member of the Tea Party, Chief Nianta, and they returned to Akihabara, and then basically Shiro finally begins to understanding what's going on. He understands that adventurers can change the world, and at the same time he kind of understands that the people of the land, they some somewhat somehow acquire personalities, and they are not simple non-player characters, but they have emotions, they are living, and it's kind of interesting. And basically the setting then goes to Akihabara, and we have an adventure with Shiro and his group trying to rescue two other players that Shiro knows that are noobs or newbies in the game, but they kinda were drafted to a guild that basically explores them, and then we have Shiro trying to rescue them. He eventually can do it, and at the end of this, he kinda decides to found a guild because Shiro is a player that is very well known by all others as a great strategist. So he kind of decides to form a guild, and in this guild he is the guild master. We have Niente, Naotsugu, Akatsuki, these two, uh, one boy and one girl that he rescued. The girl eventually kind of became the disciple of Shiro, and eventually other two characters joined the guild, one female and another one male, that is a member of the people of the land, but few know about this fact. Eventually, in a fight, he is killed because the adventurers, when once they are killed, they kind of revive, but the people of the land know, and if they die for good. Eventually, he kind of uh, dies, but Shiro kind of creates a magic spell that allows him to revive again as a subclass of adventurer. And we also have the setting up of the round table. Shiro basically organizes other guilds of the city to become an organization with defense, commerce, and such. Uh, Also, they kind of go to the royal castle of the people of the land that rule this region, and they kind of establish relations with them. And eventually, the series ends as a setting up for the next phase that will be on another city, Minami, in a different server, because at the end of the series, Shiro kind of decides to go to that town and discover a way, one, to return home. That apparently is something that he suspects that can happen, but he still cannot um, understand exactly, and also to fight a female character that appeared in this last episode that basically is a guild master of that town, and basically she rules with iron fist. So that will be interesting, but the series, the concept of the series is very interesting. I like series uh, related or with the theme of video games. Um, Currently, I'm not a player, but once I was, I will not say a heavy player, but I do like to play my games. Uh, Today's not much, but nonetheless, I like this series, the setting up of the series. The flow of the story is good. Some midways the series kind of begins to stalls a bit, but then kind of regains the impetus. Honestly, some parts of the series it appear to me that they are not completely explained or are kind of rushed. But the flow was good. The drawings, the concept, I liked. I liked a lot. So I'm looking forward for the second season that we eventually will come out in the fall season of 2014. Uh, Now, as to rating of the series, from 1 to 10, I will rate the series as 8, 8 and a, 8, 8 and a half, 8 and a half. Uh, the series is very good, is very interesting. I like the team, I like the characters. I do hope that some characters get more development in the incoming series because they certainly deserve it. And I'm quite curious to see how they will portray the battle in Minamia, um, because I do read some stuff about it, and it's very interesting the situation or the power that is behind this situation. So it's very interesting, and again is linked in a way to Shiro's past. But I will not spoil anymore. So the series is very interesting. I highly recommend that you watch it, and I'm sure that if you are a player, you will enjoy the series a lot. So this is it. This is my final impressions and thoughts on Log Horizon. So hope you enjoyed the video. Stay well, peace, and see you soon.